Howdy ho, guys and gals. Today we're here and we're going to answer the question of who the heck is VEVOR? Yeah, they're one of these companies that just basically blasted out of nowhere, and now you're seeing them everywhere. They're on web searches, they're all over Amazon, they're all over YouTube. You can see constantly people doing reviews, tons and tons of reviews of all of these products, some big names on YouTube. We got millions of views about these things, and but people are like, where did this company come from? How could this company become so big overnight? Well, the fact of the matter is, and that's it. Let's talk about what they sell. First of all, they sell everything. Now, full disclosure, VEVOR has been trying to get me to cover their products for some time. They've sent me a couple products. I was not impressed with them. I told them that I wasn't going to review them. They most recently sent me this. It's sitting on my workbench. I haven't had a chance to take a look at it. As soon as we do, we'll have a video up on it probably. But they sell a lot of other stuff. Some of the stuff is really incredibly popular. The Acacio anvil is huge in the budget anvil community. The diesel heater was practically a viral hit over the winter. But they also sell professional commercial slushy machines, grass wall kits, elevated heated dog baths, beehives, aquatic trampolines, deli slicers, LED lighted bar stands, heated towel racks. Heated towel racks are pretty awesome. If you've never used one, you should get one. And the bubble combat balls. I mean, these things these are like person size. You put them on, you run around, and you run into things. There's no rhyme or reason to what they sell. They're kind of like Harbor Freight, but what Harbor Freight does with tools, they do with everything. And now Harbor Freight has evolved and added, the better and best level to their good enough level. VEVOR just seems to sell the base level stuff, and they sell it, and they just put their name on anything they can find that people will buy. There just doesn't seem, as I said, a rhyme or reason to it. Now, I looked at their website trying to figure out if they would say who they are, where they are, what they came from, or any of that kind of stuff, and not really much. They tell us they got 10 million customers, 200 countries, okay, and they've got great customer service, so they say. They talk about their distribution around the U.S. and around the world. But I went to LinkedIn and I was able to find a listing for the company. If you're not familiar with LinkedIn, it's like Facebook for businesses. But they say they're Taikang VEVOR Machine Equipment Company. Now, that's a naming convention legally required in China. They have to list the name of the city or province, the company name, and then essentially what they do. So they're in the Taikang city. The company's name is VEVOR, and they make machinery equipment and such. Of course, they don't actually make it; they just resell other manufacturers, which is there's nothing wrong with that. Now, Taikang is over in eastern China. It's right near was it Shanghai, Hangzhou, Nibon? A lot of industrial and commercial electronic kind of businesses based out of this area. Now, I was able to find them listed on PitchBook. Now, PitchBook is a company that lists other startup companies, and they say that they're in later stage VC, but they were founded in 2007. That's 15 years. That's some late stage VC, if you ask me. But the one thing I was able to find there, as we come down here, is we can find their executive team, and the manager is listed as the executive team, and that's VEVOR Zhao. Now, we did see them listed over on the old LinkedIn, and there we go. VEVOR Zhao, manager, Taikang VEVOR, blah, blah, blah. Experience for the past 15 years and 8 months has been working at VEVOR, and that's since September 7th. Now, they say they were founded in the 2007, but this person also went to Harvard in 2008 through 2012 while working at the company. And VEVOR didn't really sound like a person's name. Zhao is a common surname in China. Now, I went to the corporate records here in California, in the U.S. in California, to see who they are and such. So they had a corporation listed in 2015, but they allowed it to expire. They didn't pay the fees on it, so it became inactive. And then they re-registered as VEVOR Store Inc. in 2021. So that's interesting. I mean, what were they doing? Who were they registered as before? What kind of business were they? If they were doing business in during those in between years, I don't know. But they show an address. And by the way, YouTube, if you're watching this, this is all public records. This is from the California governor's or government's website. So we're not doxing anybody here. This is public records, and this is their business registration that says they're in Rancho Cucamonga. Now, Rancho Cucamonga is a city east of LA. This is LA over here, San Bernardino. If you're headed to Vegas, you'd go out this way through Victorville and stuff. So I've been in this. In fact, I was just there about a month or so ago. I was just in that area. And it didn't. I don't remember seeing anything for VEVOR. Not that it's not a tiny area, but there's allegedly their headquarters. There's and I looked for different pictures. I looked Google Street Maps, all that kind of stuff. There's nothing that shows them being there. It's just a generic building, and there's other businesses listed in the building as well. Now, I looked for the name Zhao and VEVOR and that address, and what I came up with was lawsuits. A whole mess of lawsuits. And all of them basically being sued for infringement on intellectual property. Basically, they are making copies or selling copies of products and that have trademarks and such attached to them, and they're getting sued for it. And this is one where they lost. They had to pay $25,000 to Ken Tools on it. But I saw a lot of interesting names in here and stuff, and so I googled one of the names that's listed. And that's Savin Corporation, because it says and Ruben Zhao, and I like, well, Zhao doesn't say VEVOR Zhao, but Ruben Zhao. But VEVOR is listed in this also. There we go, VEVOR Corporation right there. So when I looked up Sanvin Corporation, it's got the same exact address as VEVOR does. And then I saw the key principal, James Liu. When I did some searching, I saw James Liu, who did some registration for VEVOR. Zhao did registration for a bunch of back and forth kind of stuff. And it's got really complex. And then we see this VEVOR Corporation, Ribo Zhao. This is another litigation case, and we see the Sanvin Corporation in there again. Again, the same registration, the same address for all this. We have a Fuyo Zhao on this one as registrations for Sanvin Corporation. It's really kind of just there's all this back and forth. It's one doing the other, and they're all listed as selling the same kind of equipment. Now here's what so the question is, are they trustworthy? Well, there's this. Retail giant VEVOR leaked user location and payment data for almost 5 months last year. That's not great. And then we looked at the Better Business Bureau. And VEVOR's so bad, they not only have an F, they have an alert on the business to avoid them. And Sanvin Corporation, no alert, but they do have an F rating as well. And before you buy anything from either of these companies, do your research. Read the reviews. There's tons and tons and tons of negative reviews. Just terrible reviews on these companies. And I found other companies. They've got a string of companies: Morphorn, Happy Buy, VEVOR, Vinbiro, Pop Sport, Best Auto. There were other ones, Zhao Import, and they're all like crash and burn, and they just start up another one, and crash and burn, start up another one. And it seems almost like a family endeavor, or a group of people. Maybe it was people who all went to Harvard together. I don't know. What I can tell you is that, well, I will tell you this also, there is even a YouTube channel for Ribao Zhao, VEVOR Corp. It says VEVOR right there. There's one video. It's from 7 years ago, but you can check it out. My take on it is this. Some people say, well, it's hypocritical for you to be critical of these guys when you talk about people like Harbor Freight and stuff like that, who sells similar low level kind of stuff. And the reality is, it's all based on the company. If you get something from Harbor Freight that's junk, you take it back to Harbor Freight and they replace it, or they give you your money back. 9 times out of 10, just no question, just here you go, there you go, you're done. And most of these other companies, even Amazon, if you're going to order from these, order through Amazon, so at least you have Amazon to cover your backside. The This is a company, I've never seen a company try nearly as hard as this to hide who they are. Maybe maybe they're a good company with just some bad luck, but they really feel like a startup who's trying to outrun their failures. And I don't want to be the stepping stone for them to help them get to that next level on the bodies of the poor people who trusted them and got screwed over. So we're not going to be recommending that you buy from them, even if they do have good products, because if there is a problem, they clearly don't seem to want to stand behind it. They're going to get a F rating here from the Den of Tools as well. But let me know, maybe you've had great experience from Zhao and the gang over at VEVOR. Let me know down in the comments while you're down there. Don't forget to chomp the old like button, smash the subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care, God bless, and as always, shine on.